The question has echoed through human history, a persistent yearning to understand why. Not simply how things work, but what it all means. From the earliest cave paintings depicting celestial bodies to the grand philosophical treatises of antiquity, humanity's quest for meaning has been relentless. We've built religions and created mythologies, attempting to grapple with concepts beyond our immediate experience. It's a remarkably consistent thread running through civilization, a desire to connect with something larger than ourselves. Yet, this innate drive has frequently collided with the seemingly rigid boundaries of scientific inquiry. For centuries, faith and reason were viewed as opposing forces, locked in a perpetual struggle for dominance. But consider, hasn't humanity always sought answers from both observation and belief? Throughout history, thinkers have used logic and deduction, hallmarks of science, to explore spiritual concepts, while simultaneously embracing the power of intuition and faith. The rise of theology alongside scientific advancements demonstrates this enduring duality. Perhaps the core tension isn't between science versus spirituality, but rather a question of how we approach understanding. For millennia, answers were often delivered through dogma, prepackaged beliefs handed down from authority figures. The challenge lies in seeking truth, not just within established systems, but by questioning them, examining the evidence, and forming our own conclusions. The very act of asking why, of challenging assumptions and searching for deeper explanations, is a fundamentally scientific endeavor itself. It's an invitation to explore, to investigate, and to remain open to possibilities beyond what we currently perceive. What drives this persistent need for connection? Why do we instinctively seek answers that transcend the purely material? The pursuit of understanding doesn't simply rely on philosophical musings. It increasingly seeks empirical evidence. Neuroscience has begun to map the intricate workings of the human brain, a landscape once considered purely mechanical, now revealing surprising complexity and dynamism. Researchers are actively investigating how our minds experience what we often call spiritual moments. Consider the work of Dr. Andrew Newberg, for example. His studies utilizing fMRI technology have documented significant shifts in brain activity during prayer and meditation, patterns suggesting altered states of consciousness that defy simple explanations. These aren't supernatural claims, but rather quantifiable data points, describing measurable changes within the physical brain. Yet, it raises a compelling question. If our brains can demonstrably produce experiences remarkably similar to those traditionally considered spiritual, feelings of peace, connection, or transcendence, does that fundamentally alter their significance? Does it diminish them, reducing them to mere neurological phenomena? Or does it enhance them, suggesting a deeper connection between the brain and something beyond its confines? The human mind is an astonishingly adaptable organ. It's wired for pattern recognition, for seeking meaning in chaos, and, often, it constructs narratives that align with our existing beliefs. This inherent bias can influence how we interpret even the most objective data. However, dismissing these neurological shifts simply as biological processes risks ignoring a crucial piece of the puzzle. It's like observing a beautifully crafted clock. Understanding the mechanics of its gears and springs doesn't diminish the artistry or the sense of wonder it inspires. Perhaps neuroscience is revealing not just how our brains generate spiritual experiences, but also hinting at the underlying mechanisms that connect us to something greater. Moving beyond the immediate workings of the brain opens up a realm of even more challenging questions, ones that push the boundaries of conventional scientific thought. The concept of consciousness itself has become a focal point for debate, increasingly viewed not just as an emergent property of complex neural networks, but potentially as a fundamental aspect of reality. Consider the philosophical idea of panpsychism, the notion that all matter possesses some degree of awareness, from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. It's a radical proposition, challenging our anthropocentric view of consciousness as uniquely human. If everything inherently carries a spark of awareness, it fundamentally alters our understanding of existence. More recently, developments in quantum physics have sparked renewed interest. In these ideas, theories like the observer effect, where the act of observation influences the behavior of subatomic particles, suggest that consciousness might play a more active role in shaping reality than previously assumed. It's not about invoking divine intervention. Rather, it's exploring whether our conscious experience is inextricably linked to the fabric of the universe itself. This isn't science fiction. These are rigorously tested theories, grappling with concepts like entanglement and superposition, phenomena that defy classical understanding. Yet, they offer a tantalizing possibility. that the boundaries between observer and observed, subject and object, may be far more fluid than we realize. The implications extend beyond philosophical debate into the very nature of time and space. It's a dizzying prospect, demanding a willingness to embrace uncertainty, to acknowledge that our current scientific models might only offer partial explanations for the profound mysteries surrounding us. The question isn't whether science can answer these questions definitively. Perhaps it's about redefining what constitutes an answer in the first place. The pursuit of bridging science and spirituality isn't a solitary endeavor. It's been shaped by centuries of diverse perspectives, from ancient myths and religious doctrines to modern scientific theories. Examining these varied approaches reveals both points of convergence and fundamental divergence, highlighting the inherent complexity of the question. Many traditional faiths offer comforting narratives about creation, purpose, and an afterlife, providing frameworks for navigating life's challenges. Yet, these explanations often rely on faith rather than empirical evidence, leaving many seeking a more rational basis for belief. Simultaneously, scientific materialism, the dominant paradigm in modern science, tends to reduce reality to physical processes, dismissing the possibility of anything beyond the observable universe. However, there's a growing movement, a subtle but persistent shift. It's not about discarding faith entirely, or reducing spirituality to mere neurological activity. Instead, it seeks to explore the relationship between these domains, recognizing that they may be addressing different facets of the same underlying reality. Consider the concept of near-death experiences, NDEs. While often dismissed as hallucinations, NDEs consistently report profound feelings of peace, connection with a higher power, and glimpses of other realms, experiences, profoundly difficult to reconcile solely with neurological processes. The sheer prevalence of these accounts across cultures and time periods raises fundamental questions about the nature of consciousness and its potential capacity for transcending physical limitations. It's crucial to approach these phenomena with intellectual humility, recognizing that our current understanding is necessarily incomplete. The scientific method, while invaluable, isn't equipped to definitively prove or disprove the existence of a divine realm, but it can offer valuable insights into the subjective experiences and neurological correlates associated with profound spiritual states. Ultimately, the quest to understand whether we can talk to God, or perhaps more accurately, to perceive a reality beyond our immediate perception, isn't about arriving at definitive answers. It's about embracing a continuous process of inquiry, acknowledging the inherent limitations of human understanding, and cultivating a profound sense of wonder. The scientific exploration of spirituality isn't a quest for proof. It's an invitation to expand our horizons, to challenge our assumptions, question established dogma, and remain open to possibilities that defy conventional categories. It's recognizing that the universe is far more complex and mysterious than we currently comprehend, and that our own consciousness may be inextricably linked to its deepest secrets. Rather than seeking a singular, conclusive answer, perhaps the most valuable outcome lies in shifting our perspective, moving beyond a dualistic view of science and religion as opposing forces toward a more integrated understanding of existence, recognizing that both reason and intuition, observation and contemplation can offer valuable pathways towards truth. The very act of grappling with these questions, of wrestling with uncertainty and embracing the unknown, can be profoundly transformative. It encourages self-reflection, promotes empathy, and fosters a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things. It's about recognizing that our search for meaning is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a deeply personal and spiritual journey. Perhaps the most poignant realization is that regardless of whether we ever definitively prove God's existence, or discover a tangible way to communicate with something beyond ourselves, the pursuit itself holds immense value. It's in this relentless questioning, this unwavering curiosity, that humanity finds its greatest potential for growth and understanding. Let the questions remain. They are, after all, where the true adventure begins. This video has come to an end, but the discovery continues. Check out more content on the channel and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you for watching.